Alright guys, welcome back. Today we are making a comforting, creamy, roasted vegetable mushroom soup. But we're making it healthy because it's summer. And I know it sounds weird to have a soup when it's 90 plus degrees outside, but I have been working in the garden and I want something comforting and relaxing. And so I'm making soup, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm doing that because it is, well, I have an old house and an old AC unit, and when it gets hot, it doesn't want to work. So I try not to cook or use my oven or anything during the day, and do my cooking at night or early in the morning. So right now it's early in the morning. So what we're starting off with is a pound of mushrooms, and these are just portobellos, baby portobellos, and I have them sliced and quartered. They're both just to give it a little different textures. And then I have 2 onions and 4 or 5 cloves of garlic that I smashed. Now, you could put all this on a baking sheet. Just make sure you keep your mushrooms separated, because they're not getting pureed and your other vegetables are. Now to this, I don't know if I have any. Oh no. You want to add thyme, which I think I'm out now that I look. You add thyme to it if you have it, because thyme goes great with mushrooms. And then I am adding, from my garden, sage, fresh sage. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves, and they're good sized leaves. They're gonna go into, well, they're gonna go in this one, because they're gonna get pureed too, and we're gonna roast them right along with our vegetables. And then some oil. It's the only other thing that we need right now. So let me drizzle some oil down, and you can use whatever kind of oil that you like. This is just to help give it a nice roast. Okay, and then we're just going to toss it around to coat everything. And then this is going to go in a 450-degree oven for 15 minutes. And then we're going to stir it and then let it go for another 10 to 15 minutes. So I will bring you back. Okay, so while our veggies and mushrooms are in the oven, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the soup going. So, to start, I have my Dutch oven. I'm going to go ahead and have it on medium-high heat, and we're going to add our broth. Now, I'm using the Better Than Bouillon, because I don't have any bone broth right now. So, let me get a way to measure. You want about 4 to 5 cups of broth. So we're going to start with 4, and then we may add more if we need it. Three. And what the heck? Let's go ahead and add the 5th cup. Just why not? And let me tell you, my house already smells so amazing because of that fresh sage and the onion and garlic. So good. And I did find thyme. I went over to my mother-in-law's and stole her thyme. So there is thyme in my soup, which excites me. So got that in there. And then next, you want 2 cans of white beans. Now these are my home canned cannellinis, and you want to do the oh, that's a good seal. You don't want to drain them. We want the starchy liquid, so everything is going right. What we're gonna do is let this come up to a boil and get ready to be pureed for whenever our vegetables are done. So this is a super easy recipe, guys. It's super easy, it's delicious, and there's hardly any work involved in it. But it is going to be so good. It's going to be creamy, like we added cream, but there's no cream in it. And that way, you know, it's summer, it's a lighter version. We don't have to worry about, you know, if we eat 4 or 5 the whole Dutch oven worth of soup. It's still healthy because there's no cream, right? So let's get this. Okay, so I brought our bean and broth mixture up to a boil and then reduced it down to just let it simmer and everything just kind of wake back up. And our stuff is done roasting, and that's what it looks like. Yes. And now we're gonna take this out. And we're gonna take our onion and sage and garlic and thyme, pour it right into our mixture, and then puree it. Now you could always toss all this in a blender and do it that way, but all I have to use is my immersion blender. So that is what I'm doing, which, okay, so now that that is done and it's all pureed, you can see, get a spoon. It is all pureed. I'm going to let this reduce down a little. So I'm going to turn my heat back up, bring it back up to a boil, let everything reduce down, and then we'll taste it, add our roasted mushrooms and some fresh parsley on top. And it, oh, I can already tell this is going to be the most delicious soup I've ever made yet. Okay, so as you can see, I've let it reduce down. And this is a brothy soup. If you wanted a thicker soup, then of course don't add as much liquid. But I wanted it brothy. And you can see, I'll show you in a second, that it does have a thick texture from us pureeing all the vegetables and the beans. And it has a creaminess to it because of pureeing the beans. So we're tricking ourselves into thinking we're having a nice, creamy, unhealthy soup when really it's pretty healthy. And this would also be the time that you would want to check your seasonings. Check to make sure you have enough salt, pepper, etc. This is just a little bit of fresh parsley that I picked from my garden. Love having fresh herbs. There is nothing better. Get that in there. Plus parsley is so good for you. So is sage. Now, give this a nice taste test. And then I'm going to eat me some soup for breakfast. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That is so good. And because beans by themselves are mostly bland, so it takes on the flavor and just adds a creaminess. I can't taste that it's beans instead of cream. And there's the thickness of it. Now, you could, of course, we're making this healthy, but you could, of course, make this unhealthy. You could thicken it with a flour slurry. Use some of the liquid and then some flour, mix it together, pour it back in, bring it up to temperature, and that'll thicken it. And then, of course, add some cream at the end. You could top this with some Parmesan cheese or some sour cream, all of which would be absolutely delicious in this. But like I said, I wanted something light, but I wanted to trick my mind into thinking it was actually getting something well, it is hearty, but something unhealthy, like a treat, when really, I mean, it's a treat, but it's a healthy treat. So that was my goal. I think I did wonderful on this, so I will let you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Try it for yourself, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.